Good morning. I'm back home. I was out last night. I need to do a walk today. I'm going out for dinner, I think, and I need to sort the dogs out. It's going to be hopefully a productive day. What have I walked in on? You guys barely spend time together. Hi. Are you and the cat sleeping together? That's very sweet. That's very cute. I'm going to do question time now because I'm busy later. What do I like best about myself? I find it really hard to talk about myself. It's so much easier to talk about things that I like, opinions or things that I know or things that I've seen, but it's really hard to talk about yourself as a person. There's a couple of things that I quite like about myself. First of all is I have a stellar ability to love someone. That does not just have to be romantic, that is in all forms of love, which actually goes on quite nicely from our topic yesterday. I will always try and see the good in people, even if they have wronged me or they've disappointed me or they've fallen short of whatever expectations I might have had. I will always continue to try and support someone, always, as much as I can. As much as I like to tell myself that if people wrong me, I can get rid of them out of my life, or vice versa, or whatever, I can't do that. My ability to love someone greatly overarches my ability to get rid of them. If I have friends that need support in something, I will give it to them and I will show up 100%. Same with family, same with romantic partners. I will try and see things from a more pragmatic approach. Whether or not that works, I don't know. But I used to see my ability to love as my weakness. I used to think it was a really crap superpower. The ability to love, oh my god, brother. But actually it's not. It's a really good thing. I can sit here and I can support someone in whatever they want to do. I have always had a really, really strong affinity for supporting things. When I grew up, I used to have a lot of affection and a lot of empathy for people and things I'd never met. Even adverts on TV, I used to have really strong empathetic responses. Like if someone was going through hardship, I used to cry. I used to cry at adverts. My mum knows exactly the adverts I'm talking about. I'm not going to bring that up today. But I have always been a strong empathetic person, and my ability to love is part of my empathy for people and my ability to connect to people. Arguably, with my experiences with growing up with anxiety and feeling as if I'm the outsider and I didn't quite belong anywhere, has probably leaned into the fact that I can attune to people quite easily. I can resonate with their emotional level, I can connect with their psyche, can understand people pretty easily, how they work. You just have to open your eyes long enough and shut up and listen, and then you'll garner a good understanding. So I think my overarching answer is probably my empathy. I'm that person that will cry at 24 hours in A&E over an old person that's just died, that I don't know, that I've got no real connection with, because that's who I am. And I did used to see this as a weakness, because who wants the person that cries over stuff that they have no connection to? But it's not the fact that it would be me crying, it's the fact that I've connected with something on such a deep level that I've tuned into it. And I can do that with people very easily. I find it very easy to connect with people. I used to find it very difficult because I could barely connect to myself. And connecting to yourself when you're growing up is your first source of empathy and learning what your moral state is. I spent so long, I grew up an only child, so I didn't have siblings at the time. So I was on my own for the first 19 years of life. I grew up an only child, so I grew up with a lot of adults around me. There were no children in my family. Aside from the fact I had a few school pals that I hung out with, I was with adults all the time. So emotionally, mentally, I grew up quite quickly in that side of things, in my brain. After a long time, I identified how to talk to people easily, how to make small talk, how to connect with people, how to ask questions. I learned how to connect, and I can do it quite well. I can do it for my job. I can do it. I can go into places, sit down, have a drink, and I can make acquaintances quite easily. I didn't used to. I used to be very, very, very terrified of people because I didn't want them to see that empathy side of me and think it was a weakness to exploit, which is the fear of vulnerability that I had at the time. I didn't want to be vulnerable. I didn't want to let people exploit me. This was something that I felt in here very, very strongly about: empathy. I think for someone not to have empathy for a person, some people don't. Some people can't watch 24 hours on A&E and be a blubbering mess at the end of it because they don't have that connection. They don't have that visceral feeling. And that's fine, that's who they are. There's nothing wrong with that. We are all very, very, very different people. Our brains all work in very different ways. There is not one person that's exactly the same as another. And even though empathy is my strong point, the ability to connect and to love is my strong point, someone else has got other abilities and success in other areas of life. Mine is just very internal. Mine is just on a very emotional level. I've been to funerals before and I've been to wakes where I've cried and I didn't even know the person. But as soon as I start giving the eulogies or you see the coffin lowered to the ground, that's it, I'm gone. I've connected, I've locked in, I'm in the experience as if I knew the person through life. It took me a long time to realise it is not my weakness. At the end of the day, even if I'm vulnerable and I get hurt, I connected with someone, I connected with people. Who can say that they do that on a day-to-day basis? I experience things along with people. Their successes, their failures, their dreams, their hopes. Even if they don't involve me, I'm happy that they're happy. All I want is the best of people, and the best of myself, arguably. With my empathy comes a lot of peace. I used to be a very angry person. I'm not like that anymore. I don't... Really? Ma'am? Okay. Sorry, that's just throwing me off. I'm not angry anymore. I don't feel like that. I'm not an angry person. I'm generally quite a happy person. The people that make me happy, the people that I really connect with my empathy, I give them everything. I give them all of my support, my love, my acceptance. It used to be uncomfortable for me to be so vulnerable, but I made peace with that a long time ago. Vulnerability isn't a weakness. Being able to sit with someone, peel off the film of your life, connect with someone is a pretty amazing thing. You've put yourself out there in the universe. You've let yourself be open for what's coming for you. And for me to be vulnerable and out there and on this planet and living life to the best of my ability, loving every moment in the present day, I am very at peace with. And I don't think I've said that to myself before. Not out loud. I can feel it inside, but I don't think I've said that out loud before. I don't think I've had the need to. But that's the best thing I like about myself, is my empathy, my ability to connect. I think it's really cool. I think my ability to love, see the best in people is really cool. Even if they're going through hardship, even if they've done wrong, they're someone's child, they're someone's family member, parent, somebody loves them out there. And you may as well have a good time on this planet because we're not here for long. We are not here for long at all in the great scheme of things. So being vulnerable, love everyone you can, open yourself up to the universe, delve into the emotions that you think weaken you. Turn it around, spin it around, work out actually why it's a strength. You'll find some peace with that. I found some peace with that. And I like the way it's going. That's enough for me today. Peace out.